upset unaoendelea katika kaunti ya Lamu. Hebu pia tufuatilie kukujuza zaidi kilichojiri mapema hii leo.
The two organizations to have a working relationship, and a formalized and modified working relationship that will enable both of them to operate within some parameters that are set out by the project components. We had a lot of difficulties in the first phase in Lamu. We faced a number of difficulties in SGR, but now we are ready to roll out with a new impetus. As you saw on Wednesday, we were in Maimahiu, the SGR phase 2, which was to go and sensitize the landowners, which we never did in the first phase, and it is expected to eliminate most of the basic problems that are hindrance to land acquisition. So even here, after acquiring the land for the port and nearby facilities, we now have to embark on the other projects as been explained. And we have received the letter today, but from next week we have to hit the road because I think the financial aspect, I think even today the president is in South Africa, because of some of these issues, and therefore we have been sent a letter here that the works have to begin, the relocation plans, the land acquisition, and so on. So we are interested in, the ministry has requested for us to acquire land for Lapset 197,284 hectares. 197,284. 197,284.6 hectares. Now, that's the entire world of
all the Lapset corridor
projects.
From the road, the components, the railway, to pipelines, ports, to resort cities, airports, refineries.
Okay. Some of it already we have already taken care of. But the balance has to be done starting from next week. This letter has just arrived. So then, come back to the MOU. There are some obligations by Lapset corridor, and then there are some obligations by the Lapset corridor authority. They are all given here. For example, Lapset Corridor Development Authority will obtain prior approval from their respective cabinet secretary before the commission commences the acquisition process, which already approval has been given. It will provide cadastral drawings, which they have done. They brought at one time they brought a container full of these drawings and maps. They'll provide a listing for the parcels. Of course, the drawings contain the number of parcels that are being affected by these projects. They provide official searches. They provide environmental impact assessment reports, which they have done. Very big thesis. I think that, I don't know how many volumes they were. Availability of funds, an acknowledgement of availability of funds, or alternative modes of financing, they have explained, which they have also told us. Conduct land acquisition committee members on a site tour for general sightseeing and appreciating. We have committees there, which we met when we went for the sightseeing. And then a final survey for vesting of the acquired land to the national or county government. After the project is over, we have to vest the land in whichever the authority there, and so many other things that they can do. On our side, the Commission will now publish the notice of intention to acquire, as explained. We'll now invite people to the inquiry. We shall carry out sensitization like what we did in Maimahiu yesterday and the day before. Civic education, because most of the people oppose the project simply because they don't understand. They are not informed. So that information alone clears basic problems or hindrances. Then we shall also provide valuers and land officers to go and inspect the properties, keep on talking to project affected persons, shall give them award letters and pay compensation in full according to the Constitution. I think we have done that. And then we have to resolve any disputes that arise within that process. There are so many disputes that arise. Some of them go to court, others we resolve with the communities affected, others with the county governments, and so on. So then we shall provide the documentation of the land. We shall take possession of the land required and hand over to Lapsed Corridor Development Authority. Because finally there's the vesting of the land. We shall do it together with them. So these are some of the reasons why, some of the factors or the mandates that we are coming here to scrutinize, synchronize, so that we can agree on the way forward. There are some initial costs to be borne by the Commission, which the corridor has agreed to support. We need vehicles, logistics arrangements, which they will facilitate, so that our process of acquisition of the land and vesting is done in a seamless manner. Administration costs for every of those projects they will undertake to provide. Equipment, I've already mentioned, laptops, mobile phones, and so on. And all these things are done with a view to ensuring that there's support for the project, to support for the economy of Kenya and the African Union agenda. You know, as he said, we have attended some of these African Union meetings where these things have been given a lot of limelight and priority, and African leaders have agreed that we need corridors left, right, center. But if you see from independence, what we have seen is that most of them are passing through the East African region. The famous Cape Town to Cairo road, which we had when we were small boys and girls, is still passing through here. Now this other one is also passing through here, going to the west, and we should really be happy because of the peace, relative peace. None of those corridors are passing through DRC, for example. There's another angle there's another route, Angola, Botswana, DRC, to still go to Gabon and reach there, but nobody is thinking about them. All of them seem to be being diverted towards the East African region. So much for that. So we will want to now formally sign the understanding, and then we can invite questions from the media. See you in Sawa. Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, just send the last one because we did the rest. Yeah?
Give me 1 second.
Yes. You can see.
Naam, mtazamaji, ni hafla mashuhuli ambayo imefanyika hapo awali na Bwana Mohammed Swazuri ambaye ndiye anasimamia ile tume ya ardhi nchini. Ni mradi ambao unatarajiwa kuinua uchumi wa eneo la Lamu na Kenya nzima kwa ujumla. Tutakuwa tunafuatilia zaidi kuona Wakenya wanafaidi namna gani na mpango mzima huu wa LAPSSET. Kwingineko ni kwamba serikali ya kaunti ya Nyeri